So here it is with the buffer. I can hear that compression, but let's see. Maybe, like Nico said, give it the opportunity. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll sound great. Hold on. And then switch it. Yep, definitely. It's a compressed highs. The highs are totally different. All right. I mean, not totally different, but I don't know. He's right. The highs are good sounding, but sounds like there's a compression on the low end. Let's see. Switch it. Try to remember what I just played. Hard to switch it fast. Ugh. Yeah, there is a compression there, isn't there? Well, that's what I say. I want to put the switch so I can decide whether I want the buffer, and make my option as I'm. That's without it. I don't know if you can hear that. My neighbor just slamming stuff, literally slamming stuff on my ceiling. All right, so that's without the buffer. Yeah, what is it? It's a little more compression in the middle. No compression on the low. No, it's compression all the way around. But it could be this wire that's getting added. So let's try this. Nope, it's definitely the buffer. All right, back to the buffer. I mean, that chord does sound slightly different than this chord, but it's the buffer. Yeah, it's way compressed. Right, and here straight in. We'll try to play it the same. I'm going to try it on the microphonic pickup. We'll try to play the same exact thing. Oops, get in there. Better highs. It is better highs, but the lows are compressed, which is the chank of a Stratocaster. You know, that twanging, that match strike tone, right? All right, ready? I'll play something. I'm going to play exactly the same. Let's see. I'm picking striking just over the middle pickup. All right, switch that out. Yeah, see, it is different. All right, ready? All right, strat sound. That's up on the neck. Now switch that out. Ugh. Hurry up, hurry up. All right, it's not as bad when I'm digging in. Translates through the buffer. But when I'm playing softly with my thumb, that's way compressed, right? That's down over the middle pickup. Now switch it out. I mean, anybody can hear that difference. All right, so we've heard that the highs actually sound better. Actually, I mean, whilst more compressed, the compression is not as noticeable and in fact benefits the high string, playing gingerly with the thumb. I'm gonna try the middles. All right, this is with the buffer plugged through the pedal. So let's see what planet was on here. Oh yeah. All right, switch that out. Try to remember the exact same thing. That's way better sounding with just straight into the amp. More stratty, right? Is it not? I mean, you can hear that. But now the high string, I'm going to leave this right into the amp right now. Here's the high one. That's plain. Oh yeah. All right, switch that. All right, I think anybody would agree at this point, if you're into that clean shanking sound of the Stratocaster, that definitely compresses and takes away from the more gingerly playing, whilst, you know, striking it, it tends to translate more through the buffer. But, you know, playing gingerly to get that, well, here it is. Let's see, what would be a gingerly thing? All right, and switch it out. There's your answer. So definitely it's getting a switch, because there may be some time I want to leave that buffer on, like they say, in a signal chain, and it definitely pushes the highs. I can hear that, but it tends to erase the highs if I play subtle on the low strings, or if I play gingerly like this, you know, it erases the highs. But if I'm hitting it, the highs definitely get translated. If I'm pinching it, they get translated, which could be good. So I think I'll do like they do in the KTR pedal, and I just have to figure out now. Hold on, let me turn this off. So what I have to figure out is, do I share a common here, and then I just got to find my tip and then just connect the tip? Or will that mean that my buffer and the clean signal is running, which will cause some phasing, some phase canceling maybe, right? Because I'll be running the buffer and the clean. I'll be running through the circuit and through my straight through, which will cause phasing, which will cause even more compression and some cancellation maybe. So I have to find out where the line goes into the buffer circuit and put the switch there. But I don't want to do it to this switch. I want to leave this switch how it is and just have a separate switch. So I don't know if somebody can help me figure that out. But, you know, obviously, I know how to glue things very well, but, I don't know a lot about science. So, yeah, I tried to look up stuff, and there is true bypass mods for this, but I don't see any of the KTR mod where I can, choose the buffer or not, right? That's what I want, and I want to leave this switch just how it is, just how it's wired, not change a thing. With the exception of if I have to interrupt one of these wires, obviously, right? Other than that, I don't want to change anything here. I just want to have the switch tell me circuit or not. Right. So if I just the switch only connects my line in with my line out, then the buffer will still be functioning and still sending a signal out also, in addition to my clean, right? Am I wrong about that? I would think so, that would be the case, which would make it sound even worse. It would be like way more canceled, because then it'd be like a phasing, right, with itself. I would think. I don't know about science. I just glue things. But I want to put that switch. I want to choose between the buffer, because I can see instances where I may choose the buffer. It'd be like a clean boost in front of another driver, a clean boost in front of the the delay, or maybe like I said, in a string of Peloponnese, you will have a little bit of a buffer in the front. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I need to know how to do that. So maybe somebody can help me. So I did what Nico said. He can't help me. He's not gonna look at this and try to help me figure out the circuit. Somebody knows the circuit. Maybe Lantone can help me. I don't know. But I want to put a switch to turn the buffer on and off, and I don't want to change anything. Just add a switch. Maybe I'll have to disconnect one of these wires and connect it to the switch and then back in line again. But that's not a big deal. But I don't want to change anything else. I don't want to undo this switch, with the exception of whatever one wire is telling it to go to the circuit. That's the only thing I want to undo, and then just be able to say buffer, non-buffer, buffer, non-buffer. That's it. So, Michael Edward Lee. See, I wet sanded it. I put tape around it, and then I wet sanded it so my signature will, this time it won't smear off. It came out good. That signature came out good that time. All right, so there you go. That's it. You can clearly hear those differences. And Nico's right. Share that information, because people say, "Oh, definitely bypass it. The buffer sucks," and it does. You can hear it sucking, but it also is benefiting the brights when I dig in, and it translates even the lows when I dig in. But if I don't dig in and I play gingerly, it's a disbenefit. So if I was trying to get that nice, what is it, Riviera Paradise or Lenny, type tone, that's not going to happen through this buffer, right? If I'm playing with my thumb very gingerly, it's not going to happen. But if I'm digging in with a sharp pick, or I'm hitting it, it does translate the highs actually very well, and tends to somewhat translate the lows also. So you could hear all that. So hopefully you could hear it. I could hear it. And as I showed you, I checked this wire, and whilst it is different than my yellow cord, it is not compressing. The compression is coming from this. So, and I like this pedal, and I like all this available treble on this circuit that is not harsh. For single noting, it's kind of a cool pedal. This one does not get very dirty, which is good for me. I don't want it too distorted. They said I could always change the capacitor here to get more drive on tap. You could even jumper it and then just get like the hottest. But it'd be nice to have a switch on that too. Hotter, mild, hot, mild picante, hot salsa. That would be a cool switch to put. Mild picante, hot salsa switch, and to buffer or not to buffer switch. That's the one I'm gonna put. To buffer or not to buffer. Yeah. Mild and hot picante, that would be a good switch also. Yeah, you could put a three-way switch in there, right? You could have jumper, right? Ejection seat, ripcord, pull the ripcord, jump, and a mild hop and a skip. whatever you want to call them. But that's what I want to put here, to buffer or not to buffer, because the buffer could be a benefit and also can be a disadvantage, which, you're not going to want to reach down and disconnect your pedal and stuff just to play one particular song. Like, that's annoying. So this should have a switch on it for the buffer, like the KTR has. That's what I'm going to do. I just have to find out how to do it, which wire it is that goes to the buffer when the switch is off, right? I know how the switch is wired. It's wired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how it's wired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, whichever. I don't know how to magnify glass here. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it goes. Let's see. The red wire is. It's hard to tell without opening the back. Whichever side it's on, it's 1, 2, 3 on one side. All the middles are skipped, and then 4, 5, 6. So there it is. Yeah, so nothing's going to happen in this switch. I want my switch to be over here. So I don't know. Maybe I have to change something. I'm going to see if somebody can help me figure that out. I asked Colby, but he said put a four pole switch in here, but that's not going to be it. Unless a 4-pole switch does like 2 switches, but I think I'd rather have the separate switch to sit, right under a real small buffer, on off, or BOI, with the OI symbol, for on off, whatever. Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, I did reinstall the battery clip in here. I used a lot of super glue and then I let it dry for a long time, and I sanded the base plate, or I cleaned the base plate very clean, and I sanded the bottom of the battery clip, and it totally stuck to the base plate, no problem. Better than the epoxy did. So, and then there's just a little foam there, like Nico said, so the battery can't shake loose into the glass here. So that actually works, and it's not too tight. It's not pushing up on the glass like it was before. It's not pushing up on the glass at all. So that's good. All right. Well, I made the video. That's good. Nico's right. That was a good one to share. And for my own knowledge, so, I know what I'm dealing with before I even decide that I want to put the switch. And yes, now I'll, and I said to him, I said, well, I already know. I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to decide to put the switch. He goes, yes, but first you will have listened to it. Then you'll, know what you're talking about. And you'll say, definitely needs that switch. So that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's it. All right, bye. I miss my children. I miss my children. I miss my children. I miss my children so much.